Hello, hi everyone. Gonna wait and see if anyone jumps on. Turn this off. Okay, all right, so hi there, hope you're well. How are you all doing? So if you're watching the replay, let me know you're watching the replay, comment below, and just let me know how you're doing. I'd love to just check in on you, see how the whole of, since I think I was on here live maybe the week before last, so just to check in, make sure you're all doing okay. So today I wanted to come on here and talk, share a few things, because there's been a lot going on, right? So I wanted to talk to you about, I can't remember what I said on the title now, it's like how to keep your vibration up, what right now during these times, why it's so important, and why you absolutely can. So no matter where you are, what the hell's going on for you right now, and I understand that there's a lot going on, the power is within ourselves, and now more than ever, this is where it really starts to become important. So if you're following kind of stuff that I usually share, a lot of other people on social media share, we talk about mindset and keeping your vibe up, and it's not what's happening, it's your response to what's happening. This is where we now get the chance to actually put this into practice. This is more than just like theory. This is where we start to really be able to practice this stuff properly, embody all the things that we already know. So now we've just, life is giving us these reasons as to kind of like, we can now use this power that we have, really leverage it. And I just want to make sure that you know how to do that. You've got some things in your toolbox. You're connected to your power, to your magic, to your brilliance, because those are the things that are going to carry you through this time. Because this is we're on uncharted territory right now, right? But that is okay. So I don't think anyone's joining me live. If you are, though, comment below, because I can't seem to see any comments. I couldn't go live on my Apple Mac, because wouldn't let me for some reason. So if you are watching, just pop in a comment below so I know you can hear me and see me. So somebody's, I can't, it's very, very funny on this phone. Anyway, I think there are a couple of people here, so I'm going to just keep talking. Let me know how you're doing. I really want to know how you are. Just checking in with you. I want to make sure that you're coping well, you're okay, you're feeling okay within yourself. I'm going to share some things now. Hi Corinne. I'm going to share some stuff now as to stuff to get you really empowered. And yes, I was playing music at the beginning of this because I am in a very very high vibe place this morning. I slept well last night. I'd been a little sleep deprived kind of the night before, so I was really struggling yesterday, as in the energy, but just kind of caught up on my sleep. So I'm feeling good, and I just want to share that with you and give you some practices and things, because screw that, whatever's going on at the moment, there is a lot happening in this world. All right, so in case you didn't know, I'm sure you do, there is so much happening right now. I did do a post. I'm not going to get into the kind of background of it in this live stream because I'm keeping it high vibe and I want to show you some stuff instead. But if you don't know, there is a post I did about waking up, a couple of posts down. I've shared it in this group and on my page, so check that out, because I've just laid it all out there. I don't feel like hiding anymore. I don't feel like being quiet about these things anymore. We are in the middle of a spiritual war as much as anything else. There are a lot of things happening right now, so now is the time to, like I said, high frequency, high vibe, using the energies that you have, tapping into love, not fear. I'm going to talk about fear in a minute because it had its place, but really, really, this is our time to really rise up. So I'm feeling, and I want you to take some of this if you need to. I'm feeling very defiantly kind of happy right now. Not happy insofar as what's happening in the world, but defiantly connected to who I am, who I really am. Same for you, who you really are. And this gives us an opportunity beyond the rushing around, right? The hustle, the bustle, the working, the being on the treadmill, the paying the bills, the constant go. This is giving us an opportunity to slow down and actually start to connect into that power that you have, and it's in there. So I just want to start this off by saying, no matter how you're feeling right now, it's okay. It's okay if you're feeling like you might fluctuate. You might sometimes be feeling really strong, and then other times you might be feeling scared, you might be feeling fearful, you might feel angry with some of the stuff you've been maybe reading and researching. I know how I have. You might have an array of feelings, and that is okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is the feelings piece. So I did a post yesterday. It was about, you can do both, you know, so you can be aware of what's happening in the world and kind of open your eyes to this, because we need to start seeing what's going on, and also staying positive, staying in your high vibe frequency. So it's okay to feel whatever you feel, but actually you want to give it some space. So one of the things that's coming up for quite a lot of people is this kind of feeling really tired. So let me know if this is you as well. If you're feeling really tired at the moment, just kind of not your normal sort of tired, that's normal. Because if you think about what's happened, couple of things are going on at the moment. One is a lot of people have come off the treadmill, like I just said. You're having to stop for the first time. It's like that feeling of when you work Monday to Friday and then you come to Saturday and you just kind of start yawning and you feel really relaxed and sort of tired. Or if you go on holiday, when you need it, you sort of feel that tiredness. It's like collectively everybody's coming off the stress and the going and the doing and the achieving and the external stuff, and you are sort of bringing yourself back down. And for a lot of people, this is the first time they've actually stopped. All right, so it's not a great situation, but we're having to stop. So you're going to probably feel that sense of tiredness. You might even feel really exhausted. You might feel like you need to sleep a bit more. So if that's coming up for you, don't worry. This is the time to just allow yourself, as far as possible, to really, it's like you're catching up with yourself here. The reason I know this is because when I got ill years back, that's what I had to do. So obviously it wasn't a global thing, but it was like I had to stop being on the treadmill. I was suddenly forced to be in my home, couldn't go out, couldn't see anyone, couldn't work, didn't have energy to speak to anyone. So there was this whole internal isolation, right? So some of my clients now I work with, they you will understand this as well, where it's like a complete shutdown and you're having to go within. So it's really normal. It's like you're coming off 10 cups of coffee in the morning. By the afternoon you'd be dipping, right? So lack of energy is normal. Added to that, you've also had a shock. You've also had a shock. The whole world, if a month ago we'd have said, oh, in a month's time we're all going to be kind of like in this lockdown situation across the board, all the countries, if we'd have thought that and actually been able to see that coming, we wouldn't have believed it. The idea of schools being shut and people not going to work and government guidelines of going out once a day for a walk and only for essentials, all these crazy things, right? So we've kind of gone into hi everyone. I can see hi AJ, hi Nicola, hi Mabina and Corinne. Yeah, I can't see anyone else, so drop me a comment if you can. Hi everyone. So the world's we've all gone into this like shock, right? We've had this big impact, and not only in this country or in the UK or wherever you are, it's globally. So again, when you have a shock, even the strongest people, you're still going to have that reaction, right? It's going to be a bit weird if you just don't feel anything about any of it. That's kind of another issue, right? We're all going to be feeling stuff. So I just want to make sure that you know that there is no pressure to kind of be any one way here. There's a lot of posts, you might have seen that, and let me know if you do feel under pressure to kind of make the most of this time and sort of do this and do that. And I think I've probably shared it, like maybe a couple of messages along those lines of do what you want to do in this time. But the way I mean it is, use the time for what in a way that means something for you. Like, if you're running your own business, like I know a lot of people are, same as me, you don't have to come up with new offerings and like kill it now, and beat your goals and keep up with your New Year's targets. Like, readjust, so wherever you are, if you do feel really positive and strong, like that's where I am, really feeling it, because I'm on a mission now. I really am on a mission to wake people up and to get you all tapped into your power, because that is what we're here to do. So I'm feeling that, but you might be feeling that, in which case it's brilliant. Don't be ashamed of feeling super happy, seeing opportunities, being positive. Or if you just feel really sad about it and you've gone into some of that fear, that's okay as well. We don't want to stay there. I'm going to talk you through that in a minute, but It's wherever you are. Like, please give yourself permission. There's no one way here. We've never been here before. So just tune out any of that crap out there that's trying to tell you you've got to do it this way, right? That's number one. So the other thing I want to say is there's going to be, whether you're following along media, the stories we're fed, the stuff maybe you've been researching, things that you've picked up in people's posts, you're likely to go like kind of be quite spirally. I was on this like about a week ago. It was like all my emotions and feelings were coming up. It's what it's doing at the moment is triggering everything for us. It's bringing up everything that was already there, and you're going to see it. It's going to bubble up, and it's going to be in front of you. So if you've got fear, it's going to come up. If you were already living with anxiety, it's going to come up. You know, if you've got anger about certain things, that's going to come up. So it is okay to have your feelings come up. It's normal. Sometimes your feelings can be yours. Sometimes you could be picking them up from your loved ones. Let me know if you kind of resonate with being an empath, someone who really soaks up feelings and energies, from everybody. And you might also, if I'm this way as well, where you're doing that, you're picking up the feelings of the collective energy. So I know when I went out, I was starting to find last week, I was fine when I was in the house, totally fine. When I actually went out to the shop to pick up some groceries and stuff, when I came in, I felt incredibly like sad. I could have just burst into tears. And I realized that wasn't mine. That was just the collective stuff. I could literally feel it in the air. My body could feel it. So I had to clear that to make sure when I came home, I gave myself a chance to clear that, because you're really going to be soaking up because there's a lot going on there, right? So just notice what you're noticing. I can't see if there are any comments. Just let me see if I can. Right, I don't think anyone's commenting, but if you are, I'm sorry I can't see it. I'm going to see if I can open it up on another device. So I'm just going to keep talking anyway, but do drop your comments below because I can come back and get them. Hold on. I'm just going to see if I can open it up here. So drop me any comments, questions, where you're at, how you're feeling, drop them below so I can see. So the first number one thing I want to talk to you about keeping your vibration up, you want to not repress those feelings and squish them down and kind of mind over matter and kind of like keep going. You want to be able to do something. This is a very healing time. Potentially it can be. So what I'm doing every time I see them, so 3 steps is 1, tune into how you feel. So if you haven't already, I'm sure you probably have. If you haven't though, take some time today just to kind of sit down quietly and just check in, like, how am I feeling? How are you feeling today in your life with what's going on? Where are you today? It might change day to day. It might change through the day. Check in how you feel. Acknowledge that that's there. Acknowledge that you're feeling angry or frustrated or scared or like in victim mode, right? We all do it sometimes. We can go into that victim kind of like, oh my God, this is happening to me. I'm not safe. My power and control has been taken away. It's just a feeling. It's okay. It's not the truth, but it's okay to feel that. And then what I would suggest you do, you can either just sit with it and breathe through the feelings. I'll tell you a couple of things in a minute. Or definitely I recommend EFT. That's why I did those sessions in the group week before last, to really just tap on whatever's there. Do it your own way. You can use what I showed you and just substitute the words, or you can use my exact words if that feels helpful to you. But really use that time. It's the perfect opportunity. EFT, clear it, tap on it, because what you're going to find is by clearing those feelings, you are going to be able to get up into that light, higher vibration a lot easier. It's very hard to do that when you are squishing down your feelings and you're not really being true to how you feel. All right, so any questions on that, let me know. I'm just going to see if I can open up. Just going to wait for that to load, so I can't see any comments or anything. Silly thing wouldn't let me do it on my computer for some reason. Okay, so that's the first thing. So the next thing we'll talk about is, because we want to really stay up in high vibe. Now again, if you've read my post recently, you've read kind of several of my posts recently, I've been a lot more vocal about what's been going on, about some of the things that I feel is true, are true, things I've researched myself, analysed. So I've been sort of doing a bit of a mixture of like military intel, research, analysis, scientific stuff, spiritual stuff, galactic stuff, like everything, and my own downloads and my own intuition and stuff that's been coming up and changing for me in the last few weeks. So if you feel quite connected, you may feel your senses are heightened at the moment. That's no accident, because a lot of people, we're kind of all being activated at the moment. There's a lot more to that, but it's okay. So just know that you might be very sensitive, you might be picking up things more easily, so you want to kind of open up to that and just allow that, embrace that, because we are all spiritual, every single one of us, so we've got that side to us. So on that note, I was saying, I've been keeping updated and all of that. However, you need to have some boundaries in there, and I learned that myself, because I was, you can go down the rabbit hole, as in you can consume this stuff, and actually you want to find a balance. This was my post yesterday. You want to find a balance of being able to stay updated. Now, that's going to mean different things for different people. Some of you are going to want to really get into that. I don't recommend you go too into the research and the kind of, like, do it insofar as it feels good and informative, but don't do it so that if you start to notice you're now feeling down as a result of it, you need to step away. Because one of the most important things right now is you've got to keep your frequency up. I don't mean you've got to feel happy all the time. You can feel kind of sad and sort of like, oh, but you're keeping your vibe up, which means your energy levels, you want to really protect those. So really make sure, what I'd recommend is tune out of mainstream media. I'm just going to put that out there. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be very open and upfront with you. It's a load of bullshit. All the mainstream media channels are absolutely filled with nonsense. Like, you may as well just read a child's storybook. We are only being fed certain parts of this. We are only being shown certain parts, and unfortunately, we cannot trust those sources. And I understand for some of you that's going to feel quite challenging. But I can't not share that, and I can't be true to myself and sort of be neutral on that. I'm very clear about that. So I do not trust those sources. I look at them as in, let me just see what they're saying about this thing out of curiosity, but I certainly don't read the newspapers and watch the news channels as a source of information to rely on. I don't. I'll stay updated with the government updates again, just to see what the official stance is, but I don't use that as my guidance on truth in any way. I think more and more people are waking up to that fact, which is a good thing. So sort of just limit that, and just look after yourself. All right. So, because there's a lot of confusion out there at the moment, on, like what's true, what's not true. So really limit that. Just make sure that you don't have to consume everything. This is where your intuition is going to come in, because if you do hear something, you're going to start questioning it. All you need to do right now, truth is coming out, and things are going to be revealed to us in very ways that we cannot question, ways that we cannot move away from, so that it's all going to unfold for us anyway. All right. But all I'm going to suggest to you to do is just kind of remain open, and just kind of, just anything you're watching or any information, just look at it, read it, and then just kind of tell yourself, I'm going to stay open and just allow the fact that perhaps that's not quite the case. Perhaps there's another side to it. So just stay open. It's the best way to be, but limit it. I had a couple of clients that were, sort of saying they were feeling really, really anxious and in fear, but they were constantly, I know family members have done the same. I've tried to encourage them. They've just been consumed, by like, the news said this, and then the stats said this, and then there's these numbers and bullshit numbers and all of that. Stay away from it. If you don't have that fed into your subconscious, you cannot respond to it. It won't bring you down. So I'm going to talk to you in a minute about really connecting into yourself and lifting yourself up and trusting yourself. This is the best. This is why I'm excited, because it's going to give us all an opportunity to start to be able to do that more and more. And if you come through this with that connection, you are going to be one hell of a force. You are going to be the most powerful version of you have ever been. And you may even look back at this time and go, well, thank God that happened, because look where I am now. That's what I want for you. And the reason I say that is because I know when I was at my worst, when I was ill and I was like housebound, bedbound, I couldn't get up, my body did not work, and I had nothing on the outside. I had lost work, relationship, money, like social life. I couldn't even get up, right? I was on the sofa. And I remember having connected into myself in the way I'm going to talk to you today, feeling so in my power and so connected and amazing inside, even though my body didn't even work properly. So if I can do that, it's not because I got some magical power. It's a human thing. You can do that. So I want to show you how to really start building this, all right? Because you can, you absolutely can. You do not have to be a victim in any of this. You really don't. I'm so solid in that. I'm so passionate and I believe that fully. So if you don't believe that, take my belief for now, borrow that, try it on for size, okay? So that's that. So right, so just limit the news. So a couple of things, just basic sort of stuff. So I would definitely recommend to keep your vibe up. Meditation. So a lot of you will already be meditating. That's great. For those of you that don't, again, I did a couple of things in the group week before last. You can scroll down, check those out just to get you starting. You can just close your eyes and breathe. It doesn't matter how you do it. A couple of other nice ones though that I've been doing recently felt really, really lovely. One is there is something around the purple sort of violet flame energy, which is a very healing kind of energy. So really just all it means is just close your eyes and just imagine like a flame around you, like a violet flame. Sometimes you can visualize that in your head, or you might just get a sense of it. But all it is just imagining a violet flame around you, around your whole energy, breathing that in, and then just breathing out any of the stresses, any of the kind of fears, anxieties, and just breathing in that strength, that healing power, and then breathing out what you don't want. So that's just a nice kind of thing to bring in. It's very powerful. You can look that up. There's a lot of stuff out there about that energy and what it really is. The other one I like is breathing in kind of golden light. So gold is that kind of very, very powerful energy again. This one I love because it's connected to the sun. So of course, one, you might not be getting a lot of sun where you are. It's very up and down here in the UK. But also, if you are not going out, if you're in the house, really what it means is we're not really in nature as much as we need to be. Human beings, we're designed to be in nature, connected to that. So if you can get out in your garden, if you have a garden, if you can step out and just get some fresh air as far as you can, then great. If you are nearby a park or something, great. I know not everybody is. So as an alternative or addition, you can kind of close your eyes again and imagine this kind of golden light. And you can just imagine everything you imagine, by the way, it's powerful because your body doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between what you actually think, you imagine, or what is real. It's the signal is the same. So that's why this is incredibly powerful. So you can breathe in. So imagine imagine the sun's above you, and you can imagine the kind of golden light coming in through the crown of your head, all the way down your body, kind of as a column of light. And you can breathe that in and imagine that kind of surrounding you, protecting you. It's a really nice energy. Again, play with this, play around with this, and really, really, again, you can look that up if you want more sort of insights into that. That's a really nice one. Really what you're doing is connecting into love. So again, if we'd have talked about this maybe a couple of months ago, it sort of sounds that love is like a nice fluffy, isn't that a nice way to be? Ideally, love is the most powerful badass energy there is. There is nothing more powerful. And that's why we're hearing a lot of talk at the moment that you're either in fear or you're in love. You're in the energy of love or the energy of fear. Everything else is like different shadows of that. So the more you can drop down into your body and find a way to kind of connect into your heart center, into your heart chakra, and open that up. Again, just imagining, you can hold your hand there, imagining that you've got your heart center there, and you're just opening that up, breathing in love, and just breathing out any stresses, any strains. As you're feeling love, you can visualize any people in your life that you love. You can visualize things in the world that you love, places that you love, anything that gives you that vibration of love. You're going to bring it in, because as you're doing that, if you're focusing on that, you cannot, if you notice it, you cannot be feeling the love and feeling the fear at the same time. You can't, it doesn't really exist in that moment at the same time. So that's why it's incredibly powerful. So try that and see how that feels. Just going to see if there's any. Right, I'm going to see if, yeah, I'm just going to check the comments on here because I can see them on here. Hold on. So, Corinne, I've been avoiding social media and news bulletins. My hubby tells me the headlines. Yeah, exactly. So that's a really good approach, you know, just like keeping updated and kind of seeing what is being said, but you don't need to be kind of plowing through all the details. Like you really, you know, especially if you don't, doesn't feel good. For some people that feels good, because if it's the energy, like if I do it, I will not do that if I've suddenly had a call with, say, a family member and they've been in fear and I've picked that fear up, which is what happened to me recently. I'm not going to go from that into researching and looking at the shit that's going on in the world. I won't do it. I'll only do that from a place of like absolute strength. So usually I'll meditate, get really in my power, and then I'll read the stuff, and then I can take that. So that's a good approach. Good, that's really good. So Mabina, I ended up having flu for about 3 days, which only went after I stopped reading social media and news, yeah, and told people to stop sending the fear videos of the worst cases. Yeah. I'm working from home at lunch, but we'll have to go if work call. Okay, no problem. I'm self-isolating. Yeah. So it's, I know, you know, I had a similar thing actually at the beginning when this was all kicking off. I started coughing and I was like, I almost felt like, oh, I've probably got it because I can feel like the fluish, like, yeah, for a few days it was like heavy, and then it just went. So I thought at the time, could have been a couple of things. I might have had it in January because I was really ill in January, like coughing, couldn't stop. So that I think there was a strain of this going around or something. But I had that as well, where I was kind of tuning in. When you tune in to what's happening, if you're very highly sensitive, you can actually almost pick it up, and it feels like you've got it. You're not making it up, but you know, it feels like you've it's in your body. So yeah, tune out again and not looking at these fear videos of the worst cases. Totally. Absolutely not. Even if I'm doing that, even if it's people who are aware and they're awake to what's really going on, I still don't want to be watching the videos of all the stuff that's happening, because it's not, it's okay if it's informing you and then taking you to a place of strength and what you can do. But when it's just stuff that's like, here's the worst case scenario, here you go, what's the point? It's just scaring you, and it's just bringing your vibration down. So completely shut it off. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Corinne, you've been using EFT and yoga for calm. Good, that's brilliant, really works. I've been noticing my achiever pattern. I feel like I have to be proving my worth as I've withdrawn from work. Yes, that is such a big thing. Anyone who has an achiever pattern, so many of us does. Achiever is really about, for any of you that don't know, is when you get your value from you. It's like you've got a natural tendency to want to achieve and do things and produce and succeed. It's fine, but your value is, you're making your value come from what you do. I had this massively. I still have a look, you know, we all have a bit of it. I had it massively when I was a lawyer years ago, before I got ill. So when I didn't work, it was like my source of value was taken away from me, and then I felt like completely worthless. And then I realized that I didn't have that self-worth because I had only got it from that external. So well done on noticing that. Brilliant. Because the first step is noticing that it's coming up. So what you want to do is just again, it's just like dropping down. That's just the head that's saying, your mind is saying, you should be working, you're not doing enough, you know, like you've got to be doing something else and you're not good enough, blah blah blah. But if you actually just want to tune out from that, drop into your body, and use meditation and stuff, yeah, to just kind of calm it down. So, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Nope. You know when it's going to come in and then you think you're going to sneeze and then it just goes away. That's just what happened. So okay, all right, so I'm going to just keep an eye on the comments here. All right, so yeah, so that's it. So the next piece I want to talk about is on this subject, actually, is using this time to give yourself permission to slow down, right? Just off the back of what we were just talking about, slowing down and listening. So this is where you've got an amazing opportunity. And actually, I've been saying this to some of my clients recently who are working on their recovery, actually, and they've already been doing this, you know, and I've been saying this is a perfect opportunity to give yourself permission to completely switch off, have some downtime without the guilt. Because imagine if you try to kind of have this approach usually in life, you usually are met with your achiever pattern that comes in, or the guilt that comes in because, you know, you feel like you should be doing stuff. But right now, the whole world is pretty much in lockdown. So this is a perfect opportunity to really get into a calmer, more healing state. It's a perfect opportunity to start finally having, you know, as adults, right, busy adults, is to kind of get out of your head into your body and start to listen into that, with to your intuition that's there. It's probably just been clouded by all the busyness, right? So this is a real opportunity on being able to reflect on you and your life. So I would really encourage you is to use this as to really reflect and kind of get curious about yourself. Like, forget what is going on out there is going on out there. Right now, it's like, who are you? What do you want in your life? You know, you might even want to write these questions down, like you can journal on them. Who are you? Who are you beyond the job? Who, like, what person are you? What qualities are you? What energies are you? What are you here for? You know, what's your bigger purpose? If you stripped away your bill paying and your work and your, you know, credit cards and your bank stuff and your, you know, going to this person's house and that person's house and all of your obligations, who are you under in the core of you? And you know, it's not hard really to figure that out. All we need is some space. All we need is some quiet, some downtime. And the thing that's good about what's happening, and I'm choosing to see it this way, is collectively, because we're all doing it, it's going to be easier for you to do it. So reflect on you and your life. You know, one of the things I'm seeing a lot of on social media are, you know, posts about, right, what are you most looking forward to when this is over? And you know, nobody's, hardly anyone that I've seen is saying, "Oh, I can't wait to get back into the office and get on the treadmill again and start paying my bills and start paying my credit card again." Nobody's saying that. People are saying, "I can't wait to go out to the park. I can't wait to hug my loved ones. I can't wait to just connect with people again and just get outside with freedom. I can't wait to just be and to dance and to go for a drink, or, you know, whatever." Nobody's saying that they just want to get back to work. Well, some people are, but most of the time people aren't saying that. They're just saying they want to, they're starting to drop down, right, and find really what matters. Like, what the hell matters in this life? Because I tell you, we did not come here, this isn't just a little inspirational quote message, what I'm about to say. It's the truth. We did not come here all this way through all of our lives before. That's my belief. All of our lives before, all the way onto this planet, into these bodies, into these circumstances. We didn't just come here to come here 9 to 5, go to a job, pay the bills, become, you know, debt slaves, and just spend our lives working off payments enough to kind of struggle, pay the bills and get by, and then hopefully one day when we reach retirement we can have enough money maybe to do the thing we eventually want to do. Bullshit to that. That's why the awake revolution, that's why I created that, because bullshit to that. You did not come here. The system, the way it is seriously fucked up. It all is crumbling down, and this is why I'm excited. It doesn't maybe make sense to some people who don't understand what's happening, but I'm excited because, as shit as it all is, the systems are all starting to crumble, everything's starting to break down, but the reason is so that we can start to rebuild something better. We can do better than we're doing, you know. And the energy of this year, by the way, I did a live stream on that the end of last year, and I talked about this year is a 4 energy. It's 2020, 2020 makes 4. We're in a 4 energy. So what 4 is about kind of it's a dedicated worker number, but it's also about building, and it's very much about structures, stability, foundations. So in order for that to happen, it's like you've got to have like the wrecking ball, right, to come in and just demolish the old stuff. So that's what's happening now. So don't worry, because it's very messy. It's chaos. Nobody knows what they're doing. It's new. but it's okay. And to kind of, we need to get rid of certain old structures that are so against humanity so that we can build it. So the way I see it is, this is not getting worse. We're not in a situation where the world's getting worse. What we're doing is we're uncovering and we're bringing up to the surface all the shit that's there, right? That's what we're doing. Hi Joe. So we're uncovering everything. So this is what's happening. So this is about giving you time to reflect on your life, to really start asking the questions I just went through, and really start to ponder that, you know, because that's where you're going to get your power from. Because once you know these things about yourself, you're going to understand that it is your response that matters. Everything can happen outside, but it's there are going to be, and quite truthfully, there are going to be people that come through this and their lives are going to be turned upside down. There are going to be people that come through this and they're going to be solid from within. And those are the people I want you to be. I want you all to be those souls who understand what this is about, and you come through this more strong, more connected to your power than you have ever been in your life in this time. There is no reason why that can't happen. You know, some of you might already be feeling the stirrings of something bigger. You know, some of you might already be starting to understand and feel for yourselves that there is something much bigger going on, and the world isn't quite right. It isn't the way, it's not as intended, and that's okay. And this is what we're doing. So I'm feeling really good about the fact that this is all crumbling down. Let it crumble as far as I'm concerned, because then we can pick it up and we can rebuild stuff. So reflect on yourself, give yourself this gift of really tuning in, right? Because it's the best thing you can do for your whole entire life, and I love that. The other thing that might help is to clear your space. So it doesn't mean you've got to go like crazy and you know, some people are. It's like, I probably will do a day of like full on, you know, because I like doing that. But clear your space, as in to help this process, to help you to drop down into your body, into your soul, out of your mind and the chatter. Clear your space and just kind of make sure you've got enough space to breathe, you know. So it could even be just, you know, in my office right now, I'm just going to have like a little clear up, tidy up. I like the old candles. I get my sage stick and smudge everywhere. Open the windows. Whatever, you know, and just get your environment kind of feeling good for you. Get, you know, whatever you need for comfort. So it will just help you think better. Other things to help you, obvious things, you know, you're probably doing this already, but just be really conscious of what you're choosing to feed yourself, like music. Started this live stream off with a bit of music. You know, movies, things you want to, you know, things that feel good. Don't underestimate, like if you're feeling shitty, put a song on, a guaranteed song that you love, whack it up loud, get up, have a dance on your own, and see how it feels. Even if you feel shitty, do that and actually see how it feels, because again, you can create your states. You really can. It's so much more powerful than you might even realize. You can move your state within a matter of moments. You know, you don't have to have like 10 years of therapy. You can move your state whenever you want to. In the event, so I'm only going to just say this in case, in the event that we are disconnected for whatever reason, from electricity sources, internet connection, phone connection, whatever, remember, anything's possible right now. So I just want to cover that and say, don't panic. If this happens, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, there is a lot more going on in the background. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes. So I'm glad if you're hearing this now, you've heard it. Do not panic. Stay calm. So there are still things you can do. It's going to be a challenge, right? Because we're so used to, I'm not saying this will happen. I'm just saying it might happen. We're very used to Netflix, phone, internet, live streams, videos, whatever, podcasts. All good. But this is the worst case scenario, is we're going to be out of power for a bit, and then what you do is you just go back to basics. You are resilient, you are adaptable. Human beings are really good at adapting to situations, and if you actually think about it, this is how we used to live years ago. We've just become used to a certain way. So don't panic. It will be temporary. If it does happen, there'll be bigger things going on. I'm not going to get into that now, but if it does happen, I'm going to kind of see that as a sign of, great, it's on, certain things are playing out, this is good. All right, so that's all I'm going to say on that one for now, but don't worry if that happens, okay? But you can still keep your vibe up. You can still focus on things I said today. You've got a few things there, suggestions that you can use. And the last bit I want to talk about is use your mind. So this is where your power comes from. You are so capable, whether we've got electricity sources or internet power or TV or whatever we've got, whatever we haven't got, your mind is the most powerful thing. And that's the beauty of this, because nobody can come in and disconnect that. So I want you to understand that your mind is incredibly powerful. Even if you just closed your eyes for a moment and you fed yourself certain messages, if you breathed in and out and calmed your body, if you start to deliberately think about things that bring you a sense of calmness or joy, do it. Because the more you do it, your muscle, your neural pathways in your brain start to build and you get better and better at it. So you always have your mind. So bring yourself back to remember that time when this person that you love, that thing you did back then. Think about all the times that you had joy and love in your life. Think about all the times you were free to walk everywhere and go everywhere. Think about the weather you like, the holidays, the food, think about all the things that bring you joy, and focus your mind on there. Because no matter what happens, it's not all doom and gloom. No matter what happens, you get to control up here. You do. And when you control this, this is where your emotional state starts to feel steady. And this is where your body starts to relax. This is going to help your immune system, your nervous system, kind of everything about you, your frequency, everything. So it's so important. And the most important thing is that you get to control it. You get to control this, how you respond. So there are so many ways to keep your vibe up. What I would suggest is you want to consistently do this stuff. So that's the only thing I'm going to say is, really, if you're not already doing some of this stuff, I know some of you are, some of you will be new to it, start to bring it in as a routine, like eating and brushing your teeth. Every single day, deliberately sit there and go, right, what can I do? What will help me raise my vibe right now? What will help me get into this higher vibe energy and frequency right now? And then go do those things, or think in a certain way, or use EFT, use those approaches I talked about today. Deliberately do it every single day. Do it several times through the day. Do it every single day, and after a while it's like a muscle. It will build, it will be strong, it will be powerful, and you will get better and better. And that is something you'll be able to do for life. All right, so no, like irrespective of what's happening. It's the stuff that got me through the most horrendous times of my life. I'm talking like really bad. I was like bottom of the barrel, kind of like feeling like beyond anything. So I know this stuff is powerful, and I know that you are powerful watching this. Every single one of you right now, right here, you have power inside of you. Doesn't matter what's happening outside, no one can touch that. Okay, so all right, so that's all I want to say, really. I really wanted to share that with you, because keeping that frequency up is so important, so important. And there's none of this is, it's all accessible to you. You don't need special fancy equipment. You don't need to spend money on any of this stuff. This is all there. It's all there for you to do. All right. And I'm just going to see if there's any comments. I think I've seen them all. Okay. Morning, Joe. It's morning for you, isn't it? Corinne, really looking forward to the opportunity to work on me. Yeah, exactly. It's the perfect thing. The only other thing I want to leave you with is we are all supported. So this is something that usually before I would have maybe not said or not shared, because I would have just kept it kind of logical. But to hell with that. Like, everything's off for me now. I'm like completely fully open. Everything's downloading into me. My channels are all open. I'm just going to share with you, we are being supported. So there's a lot of stuff, military stuff's happening, political stuff's happening, stuff here on the ground, on the planet. We are also being supported from way above there as well. So we have got so much support around us. And if we tune in and just kind of calm down enough, you're going to be able to feel that for yourself. And that is the most powerful thing of all. So I'm doing my daily meditations now. I'm doing my daily practices, because I can really feel that. So if you can't quite connect to that, I just want to give you that message that we are so supported, more than you may even realize at this stage. So just trust it. We just got to trust the process. We are absolutely going to be okay. I'm defiant about it, you know. We are so strong as humans, and there's so much more to this than meets the eye. All right, so have a little faith and trust yourself, more importantly. So that's it for today. I'm just gonna check if there's any other comments. So I'm going to plan, presuming we are going to stay connected and there's no issue with the internet, I'm just going to kind of put that out there. I'm going to probably go live, probably drop in and do a few things over the next few days or so. So let me know if there's anything you're struggling with. Let me know. You can comment here below or in the group as a post, or send me a private message. That's fine. And I'm happy to do anything specific that you are needing. This group is still, you know, geared around helping you drop the baggage, become the real you, and then revolutionize your love and relationships. That includes your relationship to yourself. But we're having a slight detour as we're going. We're still around that, but I'm obviously, with everything going on, I'm being a bit more focused on the you bit as opposed to relationships and love, but I will cover some of that as well. So any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching. Thanks for joining me. It was really nice. And let me know how you are as well. I hope you're all doing well and looking after yourselves. All right, so that's it for now. And yeah, take good care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I will talk to you again very soon. All right, see you later. Bye.